We meet again. This is a second attempt at making ice cream and trying to produce a video that will be something that's acceptable and tastes good. So keto ice cream, I'm all about it right now. I don't want to go too far into the ketogenic diet and what that is, but if you don't know, it's essentially a way of eating that is a low carbohydrate concept. The main premise is to keep insulin response low. You don't eat stuff that spikes sugar, thereby spiking insulin, and you stay in ketosis. So it's all over the internet. You can Google it if you're really curious about that kind of thing. So what kinds of things spike blood sugar? Cane sugar. And what makes this very different? This is basically making regular ice cream without the sugar. So I like to use, because it's really hard to find stuff that's not very chemical flavored or made of chemicals. My favorite one is this. It's called Gentle Sweet. It's by Trim Healthy Mama. There are recipes on how to make this. It's xylitol, erythritol, and stevia blend. Stevia is a plant, tricks your palate into thinking that you taste sweet. Erythritol and xylitols are both sugar alcohols, which is just a fermentated process that produces a sugar that has a hydroxyl group attached to it, and that's why they call it an alcohol. Very different than like ethanol or things that get you drunk, so not the same. So that said, this is the closest thing to tasting like sugar, but one of the things that I have found in my experimenting is that if I go too far, if I miss the mark, then it does get this flavor. But if I hit that mark perfectly, you can't even tell that it's not cane sugar. So hopefully I have got this figured out. All right, I like to custardize my, I was gonna do something. Well, anyways, we're improving today. I like to custardize my ice creams. Ice cream generally has egg in it, and egg, I don't like raw. Just the thought of eating raw egg and ice cream ruins it for me. There's a way to add heat and kill off any bacteria that could be there without curdling or denaturing or cooking, scrambling your eggs. So we're gonna try this ratio today. And I've got a video on how to separate eggs. I've got 5 egg yolks. We're doing 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. What am I making? I'm making a keto coffee ice cream with little bits of this low carb chocolate. I chopped it up. It's by this company called Lily's. 2 grams of carbohydrates for 60 chips. Very, very good. Tastes great. I love their chocolate. All right, 5 egg yolks. I've got a tablespoon of instant coffee, and that way I'm not diluting the whole batch with like actual coffee. And I'm leaving it out in case I want to taste it and I decide that I need more. So far we're going with 1 tablespoon. 1 cup of milk, low carb. All right, milk has a lot of sugar in it, but there are low carb milks out there. I get raw milk that comes from a local dairy creamery, and so it's a higher protein, A2 protein, higher fat, lower carb. My carb load is a little higher than the traditional keto diet. You can use almond milk as well. All right, 1 cup of milk. I actually have, oh crap. While I'm talking, I've actually got it warming. You don't want to cook it to the point that it curdles. I'm gonna go ahead and add my sweetener. I did 1/2 of a cup. I may increase that amount depending on what it tastes like. All right, so far 1/2 cup of sweetener, 1 cup of milk of your choice. I'm gonna go ahead and add the coffee, and then I have 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla. And I actually happen to have a coffee, I'm all about the extracts. I have a coffee extract, I've had it forever. I haven't found a reason or anything I can use it, so we're using it today. We'll see if that turns around and bites us on the you know what. The higher the chocolate content of something, the higher the coffee content of something, the more sweetener that it's going to require. So I can already smell it and tell that I suspect, I don't know. We'll see when we get it all mixed up. Let that do its thing. Vanilla, heavy whipping cream, that's it. That's it. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna slowly, once this heats up, and we're gonna add it to the egg. I like to use my eggs while they're cold. That way they don't scramble as easily. I feel like I'm forgetting something. You can use this basis of however many eggs, however much milk, sweetener, and heavy whipping cream and vanilla, optional vanilla, for any kind of ice cream that you wanna use, or make, I mean. I have done raspberry compote with macadamia nuts. I have done chocolate chip with almond chunks. I've done this one before. It's been a long time. We're gonna add chocolate chips to this coffee ice cream. I have a churner. It was a $20 end of the season coffee or ice cream churner. I can't find my words today. Ice cream churner is super easy. The instructions are pretty much across the board for any ice cream churner that you get. You can also make these non-churn, but I don't know, something about it. All right. It's about ready, I'd say. In order not to make a mess, I'll probably put it in here. I don't know. We're good. We're good on the coffee flavor. The idea is not to let your milk, almost to simmer. Do not boil. You'll find that if you stir something, it does slow down its ability to boil. If I have something on heat and I turn my back and walk away and I let it alone, it will boil. If I stir something enough, a lot of times when I'm trying to cook the alcohol out of something and I need it to not boil, I can stir it and it can stay on the stove longer than if I just left it alone. All right, it's starting to steam. So we're gonna take it off the heat. Come on. I'm summoning my higher power to help me out here. And you just add a little bit at a time and stir. Whoa, that was a lot. I'm a lefty. I better switch hands. Eventually, all of it will get incorporated into the custard. I've seen some recipes that put the cream in at the last minute. They take the custard and they put the custard in the refrigerator, which does make sense because it'll cut down on the amount of time that it's got to cool before it goes in the churner. So if you make your custard and you put just your custard only in there and then you add your cream at the end, then it's cooled faster. Cream's already cold. But I'm constantly trying new things. So if I put it all together, then I can kind of get an idea for what I'm gonna have here. So, all right. I forgot to mention, Keto ice cream loves to turn into a brick once you freeze it. And it makes it really difficult to serve, and then you gotta wait, and who wants to wait for ice cream? Nobody, not me. So 1 tablespoon for about 2 cups of heavy cream, I have noticed. So when I've doubled my batch, I have to double my glycerin. Vegetable glycerin, from what I have read, is low carb. Actually has kind of a sweetness to it. Yep, something to factor. And this is stuff they put in vapes, actually. You can eat it. Probably better to eat it than it is to smoke it. But I wouldn't know because I don't vape. All right, and we're gonna blend, and this is gonna be really loud. Blenders matter, people. You gotta have a good one, but you don't have to break the bank to get a good one. I love my Ninja blender. It's gonna be loud. Messed my palate up, so this may not be something that I can tell if it tastes good or not. And honestly, sometimes you really won't know how it's officially gonna taste until after it is set up. Once you've turned it and then put it in the freezer to really, really harden. I need another palette.
Oh, thank you.
More coffee?
A little more coffee.
Okay. The great thing about using these dehydrated coffees is it'll incorporate pretty easily. Well, heat's better, but we'll find out. I don't know. I think I didn't miss the mark last time. In the future, I'll probably have a little bit of hot water to dissolve it into, than as opposed to putting it like directly in here. My videos are improv. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I cannot tell. Palette.
Good.
Is it good?
I think so.
Okay. Because I've been drinking coffee, so I don't actually. Yeah, don't drink coffee before you make this, because you're not gonna know what it tastes like. All right. The final thing. This is the this comes with the ice cream churner. This is all gonna go in there. It's gonna get cold really easily. This is kind of a conductor of, I think, both heat and cool. And always strain, because no matter how good you are, you still get some egg kind of curdled or scrambled. See what I mean? This part you want to discard. It's frothy. All right, I'm gonna put a lid on this, and it's going to go in the refrigerator to set up, and then it'll go in the churner. Most churners are just, you put it in the churner, put a bunch of ice, you get rock salt. The rock salt and the ice, they do a reaction that makes it a lot colder, and it churns for about an hour. The more eggs, I think, the less icy. We shall find out, because the last couple of ice creams I've done were less egg. They're kind of icy, so we'll find out. All right, to be continued.